Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to a house of many doors. And we're at the City of Engines, and I've decided that it is time for many things to happen. First of all, we're gonna piss off a few gods, because why not? Broken stone. The unsettling face of the statuette twists and buckles under each hammer blow. Each strike seems only to further contort its expression with anger and fright. Finally, the damned thing shatters into splinters of stone, one of them taking a deep slice out of you. The wound bleeds for a long time, and heals slower than you might expect. Oh good! The god that effigy depicted is probably long dead. The idol was its last splinter of will. I gained divine scrutiny, cobblestone, and a small amount of sanity, and I'm injured. Well, there are gods watching me now, so this will end well. I've decided what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be heading back to the City of Keys. Leave the city, I don't remember how to get there. Okay, north, kind of, hopefully? Yes, north. To northwest, the City of Bridges. Intriguing. So yes, we're going to go that way, but besides just departing for the City of Keys and hopefully finding something interesting on the way there, such as this, also need to talk to my crew because I have no idea who I've hired, except for this guy. Dr. Henry Delgado. Never seen without his white lab coat, despite his constant insistence on being a mad scientist. You've never seen him conduct any actual experiments, or successfully manage to fix something. Huh. Muffled cursing and banging from the engine room. Well, this is worrisome. In the engine room, you find Dr. Henry Delgado, surrounded by a sprawl of cables, cogs, and pistons. He is currently hitting a cog repeatedly with a hammer. "Work, you stubborn devil," he shouts, knocking the cog into a warped mockery of its original shape. "What is wrong with you? Burn in hell, you..." He stops abruptly when he notices you watching him. He gently sets the hammer down and smooths his rumpled lab coat. "Brian Bright," he coughs. "Do you not know how anything works, sir?" "What's the problem?" Dr. Delgado runs a hand through his hair. "In the City of Engines, technology shaped itself effortlessly to my will," he says. "I could knock up an invisibility sphere in half an hour. In an hour, I could build an engine that induced optimism. But it transpires that things work differently outside the city." He gestures at the chaotic assortment of machinery surrounding him. "I was attempting to improve your Kinetopede's primitive engine, but the cogs sit lumping on the floor instead of springing up and fitting themselves in place. I asked a junior engineer for advice, and it seems I need to consult some kind of tome called the Instruction Manual." Oh my god, I've hired an incompetent engineer. A test of graft, attempt to teach Dr. Delgado some of the basics of engineering, just anything. Glorious. You spend a day teaching Dr. Delgado some of the most rudimentary aspects of his craft. He's astounded to learn that, outside of the City of Engines, cogs don't just turn by themselves, or require something to power them. He is further outraged when you tell him that the most common source of power is burning squashed ancient dead things. He accuses you of being a charlatan and a monster until you show him your reserves of coal. Brilliant. Finally, he sits down and starts fiddling forlornly with his tie. "I evidently have a lot to learn of the world outside the City of Engines," he admits. "Brian Bright, it seems I must ask you a favor." "What favor? Also, thanks for the extra stats, thank you." He claps a hand on your shoulder. "I don't have time to get up to speed with the frankly uninspiring science of this region. You see, I'd planned to build a machine to communicate with my master beneath the waves of the tar water, but clearly this will be impossible. We must visit him in person." "Oh my god, no!" "Why do you need so desperately to contact him?" "I'm helping him build something," says Dr. Delgado. Or at least I was before it exploded. I need to explain my absence to him immediately. No doubt he's starting to worry. "Who is your master?" "The hostage king, the rust ghost, the cog maker," says Dr. Delgado. "The lord in exile, the king beneath. He is the true king of the City of Engines, and soon he will reclaim his throne. Oh my god, I have a useless engineer who is a revolutionary. Why did I let him on my Kinetopede? And why does he live beneath the Tarwater Bay? He was forced from his throne by an alliance of traitors, says Dr. Delgado, driven beneath the waves and imprisoned by those who lacked the ability to kill him. Now they have forgotten, but soon they will remember. Oh yes, soon they will remember. He throws back his head and laughs for rather too long. We'll visit next time we're in the City of Engines. Thank you, my dear friend, Dr. Delgado bows to you, his mustache twitching. I shall ensure that the hostage king learns of your generosity. He will not forget. Good! Dr. Delgado withdraws to his quarters, rubbing his hands together gleefully. Well, I could flirt with him, but, no, not gonna do that. Sorry, sir. We have other people to chat with. Also, you know what, let me investigate this real quick. Not scaring me that time. I'm just upset that there are bats. Another abandoned college? College, yes. Cottage, thank you. We've seen that before. And, what's the deal with our surgeon? Also, you're Rutherford. I pictured you differently, but okay. A sour, gray-faced man who drinks 2 bottles of whiskey a day and smokes like a chimney. He only has a few minor cuts and large bruises, but he's incredibly sullen about it. He drinks his spirits with even greater abandon. Whiskey's gone missing from your cargo. Rutherford probably knows a thing or two about it. As you walk into his surgery, Rutherford hastily shoves a half-empty bottle under the table. What's the matter, he asks, struggling to focus his gaze. You stub your toe or something? You know what? We're gonna let it slide. I have an incompetent engineer. I need at least one person who knows how to do their job, and I think Rutherford might know how to do his job, even if I'm not convinced he's very good at the whole neuroscience thing. You know, thinking that drilling a hole into your brain is normal. Not quite good for being a surgeon, but he's the best I got. Let's slide. Oh, nope. You're alright, boss. He is so struck by your kindness that he apparently needs a drink to celebrate, but he fumbles and it smashes on the floor. Ah, piss, he says, swaying gently. With excruciating difficulty, he lights himself a cigarette. We have a casualty. Need an urgent whiskey transplant. If we're to save the patient, I'd better go to the cargo, see what I can find. Stop. 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 He tips forward, prodding you gently in the stomach. How do you plan to stop me? Fire me? Go on. Who would you going to replace me with? Someone from the Surgeons Association, I bet. Someone with a license and a recommendation? That's a joke, that is. What's wrong with the Surgeons Association? Rutherford gathers himself, puts the bottle into one side, and takes a deep draw on his cigarette. Where do I start, he mutters. I had a doctor before my name once. Not exactly a respected physician, ha! But at least I had a license. Unfortunately, I had an attack of conscience, you see. Another drag on the cigarette. The Surgeons Association is stealing hearts. In a metaphorical romantic sense? I'm pretty sure no, but yeah. No, in a literal wake up after surgery with a much roomier chest sense, says Rutherford. If their patients are poor enough and powerless enough, the association steals their heart, he says, leaving the patient with a shorter life expectancy and a hollow rib cage, but still alive somehow. Through occult interventions, I suspect. What do they need the hearts for? Oh. Rutherford laughs darkly. It's a nice little money earner. Sell him to the factory, he nods in the vague direction of your Kinetopede's heartlight. How do you think they make those things? Pig's hearts? No, it needs to be human. It needs to be alive. How do you know? Well, first of all, I'm not going to do anything about it because I need a heartlight, so if human beings have to die to keep me alive here, oh well. How do you know this, though? I treated a patient without a heart, says Rutherford. Little old lady, sweetest woman you'd ever meet. So I did some digging on her behalf and dug a little too deep. Found that this was a common money-making scheme amongst the top brass at the association. I was just too low-rung to know about it. He knocks back another nip of whiskey. His face is blotched and he's slurring his words. You know, out of curiosity, what can we do about this? Well, I went to the city watch, but they just locked me up, says Rutherford. Then Holdsworth, chairman of the association, came into the cell. Offered me a lot of money to keep quiet, so of course I took it because what am I, an idiot? He knocks back a second swig. He stumbles, drops his cigarette, and tries to put it out with his boot, but misses and kicks you in the shins. Yeah, we're just gonna leave him. Rutherford raises a bottle to you in mock salute as you leave. Maybe the association was doing people a favor, he says. A heart can be an affliction. He keels over and keeps drinking on the floor. Yeah, I ain't flirting with this guy. Sorry, not my type. But, Light Bearer, I'm curious. For one thing, what do you do? Okay. Dream Salve, apparently I need that. I mean... I ain't flirting with you either, sorry. Panorama Volt. She was excellent at her job once, but a few too many journeys into unexplored parts of the house have sent her mad. Now she's paranoid and erratic, and her dire predictions and staring eyes upset the crew. No. Apparently, if I had Dream Salve, she would matter, but, don't have it, so she doesn't. And Tybalt, someday I'm going to replace you with a shark. Tybalt Balsamic 4, the 4th. He's gangly and nervous and uncomfortable in his own skin. Contrary to what he may think, the fur on his upper lip does not make him seem manly. His skin is lumpen masses of blue and black, and blood trickles from beneath his helmet into his eye. Oh, I think this actually has to do with him being injured. So you got nothing interesting there, but our record keeper, though. Bradley Baggs. A fat, round-faced man with glaring eyes, an off-putting monobrow, and a terrible temper. He grunts in annoyance as you approach and bristles his brows in your direction. You find Bradley in a sputtering rage. He paces back and forth, snorting and sputtering like a kicked horse. Well, I never in my life ever conceived of... Each 3-word fragment is spat out with wounded intensity. I discovered obscene material in the mess hall, Captain. What kind of material? A book of sexually explicit daguerreotypes, says Bradley, after a moment to collect himself. The word sexually is spoken in a whisper. Ever since we left, all I've seen is horror, monstrosity, and perversion, shouts Bradley. The City of Keys is the last worthwhile thing in this entire goddamned house. Disagree, there are some things of beauty in the house. I'm kind of inclined to agree everything is basically awful in this area. Although, I do like a few of these cities, so yeah, there's some beauty in the house. You're wrong, Captain. I'll bet you 200 guineas that outside our glorious city and homeland, you can find nothing in the entire house to impress me. I'll accept that wager. I will stay in the crew as long as it takes to sort out our little wager, grumbles Bradley, but no more obscene material. He storms off to his quarter, scattering pornographic fragments in his wake. Nice. I'm actually kind of curious what flirting with him does now, but, I think we're good. You have nothing that interests me. Finnegan Skip, a handsome, easygoing lad with a winning smile and a generous soul. Lazy as sin, though. And next room? Word I broke the game for a minute there. And we just got 2 more of these, so let's go through them real quick. Sandy Brackett. She greets you with smiles and hugs and a frothy banter. The scent of her perfume is overpowering. Sandy is tutting loudly by your door. Her tuts increase steadily in volume and severity. And what is the meaning of this? She demands, holding up a bottle of cheap liqueur. Is this really the kind of alcohol you expect me to steal from your cargo and drink? She sighs, uncorks the bottle, and takes a swig. Despite her expression of purest revulsion, she keeps drinking until half is gone. Despicable, she says, finally, slurring slightly. Pure swell, I simply must introduce you to the finer things in life. Allow me to take you to my favorite restaurant, a delightful little place in Founder's Fire. I'll buy you and the entire crew a slap-up meal and a round of their very best drinks. What? Stop stealing the alcohol from the... What is with you two? You and you. Rutherford and Sandy, Both of you. The fuck's wrong with you? Shush. And you, Bishop Landman. Creative name? Medium-sized, soft voice, gray eyes, gray suit, graying hair under a gray hat. He's so utterly unmemorable that you forget what he looks like as soon as you look away from him. Brilliant. So, you're boring as sin. You're an alcoholic. You're another alcoholic. You too. You should really get together. It'd be great for everybody. God, what the Cool, so I'm just gonna go in no. Stop. Thank you? Question mark? So somebody want to explain what the hell that was? Oh, this is new. Inside the cottage you find a huge clay golem sitting on its haunches. Its eyes hollow and empty. It could have been waiting here for centuries. Curious? No, deactivated golem. Algorithms, which power its brain, are lying dormant. Intriguing. Can I make the golem work? Possibly? Well, yes, peaceful sleep. Interesting. So that is our... Oh, and then I get little markers for where I need to go for everybody. Oh, that's handy. I'm kind of more inclined to just go to the City of Keys real quick, though, because I'm curious what's there. Also, I don't want to go into the same room as that light, because I assume it will try to kill me. You know, because it's a giant glowing sphere of light in the house. Which seems to be a lovely place. Oh, yes. Dearie dear me. I can't do anything with my little... Yeah, these are just generic character. Okay, hi. Ooh, library. A collapsed library, admittedly. A library from another world, collapsed in on itself like a badly baked cake. A few scattered books lie amongst the rubble, but they're rotten and damp. A test of vigilance. Search for an intact book. At least one must have survived the years. I'll go for it. I'm just passing every challenge. I'm kind of suspicious about it. Like, is there an issue with the RNG? No, doesn't matter. I'll take advantage of it as long as I can. Success! Emmeline Lamp, your swabby, finds a book still lying on a miraculously untouched shelf. She blows eons of dust from the cover and shoots you a delighted grin. Got an ancient grimoire. Now scuttle off into the dark. Yes, that's peculiar. You guys I don't really care about right now. Come on. Honestly, I can steer the Kinetopede better. Probably. Oh hey, little bus stops. And eyes in the darkness. Good. Oh my god, no. A dilapidated church. A church from another world, its spire is sagging, its steeple fallen in, candle stubs and damp rotted holy books scatter the floor inside. You wonder if it was stolen on a holy day, perhaps an entire congregation was devoured by the dark. Looming above the altar is the obsidian statue of a grimacing goddess with bats for hair. Take it back. Yes. That night you dream of bats. They sink their fangs into your skin and pull you apart, unraveling you like a ball of yarn. Good. So, question, then. Because I've got one god, Cobblestone, looking after me. At least, with his attention on me. So if I smash this other one, will I get the attention of another god? You know what? We're fighting. Some ill-mannered brutes. The bandit Kinetopede is draped in trophies and badly fitting armor plates, doubtless looted from other victims. They demand money and they're not polite about it. The captain makes inappropriate intimations regarding your genealogy. Well, I'm going to refuse to pay. Then again, this might end better than it did before because they have less health than those deserters did, and they have more weapons. Good. This was a good decision. They also have a thug, another thug, and 3 thugs. Not liking how this might go, but we'll find out. No, just end turn. Good. Progress. We're also going to get hit twice. Okay, good. Good. You're going to continue the fire. We're going to go back a little bit. Good. Oh, you know what? Maybe get you back here. Okay. So, engineer... Actually, Rutherford, do us a favor. Heal me. And I should have an engineer somewhere. There you are. Henry Delgado, go be useful. Assuming you know how to do that. This might be a bad idea. But if we disable one of their weapons, we'll still be in an advantage. If that hadn't missed, we would be at an advantage. And then we ran away. A successful gambit. Our light's been doused, and your Kinetopede slams into lurching, scrabbling movement. You skitter into the darkness before your enemy can react. Hooray! Okay, I'm gonna just go... Where do I go? God damn it, don't go this way, don't go this way, don't go this way. Good. Good, I'm just gonna ignore those skeleton things real quick. Turn on the heart light. Start turning on the heart light. Come on, before they jump out at me. Come on. Alright, just north and then east. Skeletal wolves. They started following you when the heart light went out. Cold, lupine bones skittering in the darkness. They move like unliving things thrown, or like cast dice, chattering abruptly from place to place, occasionally coming apart at the joints and then snapping quickly back together. There are too many of them now, weaving themselves into being. Strand upon strand of coalescing ivory thread, they howl in silence and the walls begin to shake. No sound at all, but you can feel the howling in your bones. It is hours before they stop and slink back into the dark. The darkness will have its due. Yep. Good. Oh. Excellent, that turned back on by itself. I'm okay with that. Don't know if it was a timer, or if it's just between going from point A to point B, you get your heart light back on, but I'm really glad, because I didn't want to find out what that was. We're going into the City of Keys. There we go. Home, or at least a facsimile of home. Isn't it lovely? Ah, the screams of home. Isn't it wonderful? The City of Keys, you know, the streets here, the accents, the looming skyline, even the omnipresent sense of menace is, in its own way, comfortingly familiar. This is a city of brimming possibilities, each stamped out as quickly as it forms. This is the city that opened 1,000 doors, that founded extrastellar colonies. This is the most prolific producer of keys in all the house. But all things must be measured against their costs. Orphans Town, the Howling Pits, and most of all, the Factory, squatting vastly at the center of the city, a bloated concrete tumor swollen to the size of a dozen castles. No matter how far you go, you will bring this all with you. An intricate city map catches your eye at the station. Walls plastered with 100 copies of the same poster. Have you seen this city? Demands the poster. Below it is a map, though not one you recognize. The city of Glass was mysteriously moved into Principate territory in the year 1802, reads the poster's smaller print. After the cities fought valiantly, to reclaim it, it vanished again and has not been seen since. Can you help us find our 7th city? 20,000 guinea reward. There must be clues about the city's location. Perhaps you should ask your crew about this. One of them might know something. Is possible. Is very possible. Gather news, though. I'm curious. Gaggles of hawkers can be found on every corner, spitting and fighting and yelling. A guinea is enough to buy several papers. Experimental gas leaked from the factory and transformed bystanders. The Karchar have again petitioned for the right to unsanctioned worship. Reported sightings of the beggar's god now discredited. Very well, it's always worth keeping up to date. And, oof, this is rough, but we can repair our hull. Yeah, it's still expensive. Well, we can write a freelance article, apparently, and make money, presumably, hopefully. You've returned with news from elsewhere. Time to write it down. Keep the flowery prose to a minimum. Oh. Speed and style are more important here than quality. You write up your information in terse passages, and garnishing the truths with speculation and a few well-placed lies. So because the City of Engines is nearby, we don't get a bonus. So the further I go out, the more of a bonus I would get from these current affairs. It makes sense. Oh! Interesting. So it seems that I might be able to sell these to different places, if you see my meaning. I can go to a different city and write a freelance article somewhere else, possibly? I'm not sure, Regardless, the Hollow Trumpet are willing to accept freelance work. They're the biggest tabloid in the city and they'll pay best, though they won't appreciate you. The second option is the Pioneer, a magazine for explorers and travels. They'll naturally be interested in your work and they pay quite well. Then there's the Key Details, a semi-satirical paper known for tweaking the noses of censors. You won't get paid well, but you might do some real journalism occasionally. By selling your freelance work to one of these papers, you build a reputation with them. Maybe one day you land an exclusive contract. So really, it's a choice between being a tabloid, which I'm not going to do, being a magazine for explorers and travelers, kind of into that, or a semi-satirical paper that's tweaking some censors, you know, doing some actual journalism kind of stuff. Really, it's a choice between these two, and I'm just going to go with random chance. That one. The Pioneer. The Pioneer gives your article a double-page spread of its own and displays your name prominently. However, the magazine evidently has issues with circulation. You don't see anyone reading in the streets, and most hawkers don't carry a copy for sale. Still, money's money. And I spent time doing these things. Is there a consequence to losing time? The editor sends you a personal letter brimming with praise. Isn't that lovely? So about Clayton's Mill, yeah, to the Pioneer, I suppose. Same as before, fair enough. Let's see, advertise for a new crew member. Well, yeah. New crew member. Days or weeks or months in a scuttling tin can, surrounded by strangers with questionable morals and mental health, and a significant risk of death or worse. Who wouldn't want to join your expedition? You help the new prospects, don't question why you're in constant need of new crew. You can put up a poster by the Kinetopede station, which is cheap but ineffective, or you can take out advertising space in one of the city's many newspapers, which will cast a wide net and doubtless attract prospects, but will be moderately expensive. Well, just did make some money. Let's leave off on this real quick. What other things could I do? Could wander the streets. You wander your old haunts. You have a weight of history here. Pauper's College is utterly unchanged. The professors are absent-minded or simply absent. The students are riotous, the ragstacks breathe, and pages flutter and fall. You end up whiling away the afternoon with one of your old tutors, who catches you up on all the sordid affairs and wine-soaked debauches that have taken place in your absence. Scandalous gossip, useful potentially, hopefully. And let's visit the well, actually, before we visit our dwellings, let us see about... Can I upgrade from here? No. But I might be able to upgrade from here. Crossword's Intercellular Essentials, a factory-owned business operated by the sharp-toothed and jovial Julius Crossword. Could buy more fuel. I don't seem to really need that, though. Dearest Blinky. Interesting. Flares I don't need. No, nothing. Well, let me rephrase that. I do need another gun, and better engine, and better scuttlers. But I kind of don't have the money to do that, so... Oh well. Let's see, Skin Candle Market. Market burst past the borders of Skin Candle Square long ago. A shambling anarchy of stalls, tents, shopfronts, and thieves. Hazard coffee. Never fall asleep again, shouts a street trader. Not even if you want to. Oh, if only. No, nothing... Well, nothing I can sell here. Warding iron, anarch silk, or Aranax silk. No, nothing I can really do here. Although, I'm gonna need to find the more profitable routes eventually. I see it now. Ooh. We got potential here. Dr. Grindylo's exotic goods. Though this shop sprawls in one of the neatest parts of Sticky End, superstition keeps thieves away. Get rid of this occultist paraphernalia. And more importantly, this ancient grimoire. Dr. Grindylo's eyes gleam strangely. You don't want that old thing, I'll take it off your hands. And that is money, which I could turn toward... Get... Okay, that was a bit odd, but that worked out. And I can turn that towards getting me a second gun, which we are putting on here. Yes. I now have 2 weapons, which hopefully will allow me to kill a few more people. Well, more effectively. Instead of just running away. Hush. Now let's visit our dwellings. This is, well, your home. Or at least that's what all the paperwork says. Oh. Ooh. We have a lot of things to do here. Ooh. Work on a magnum opus. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we need to leave something for next episode. For now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon.